Hello guys, welcome to my tutorial for today. My name is Trust. In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you guys how to make this latest trendy short gown style with front down rope to smoke it. Before I start, if you are new to my channel, I say welcome. If you are not subscribed, I say welcome. Click on the subscribe button and click on the notification bell to notify you once I drop a new video. Now let's start on how to draft it out. I'm using these 2 yards to fold the fabric. So I'm using the highest circumference to fold it, which is my hip. My hip is 42 inches. Then I divide the 42 inches into 4, which is 10.5. Then I added 2 inches for my seam allowance. This 12.5. Now you can see how I fold it into 4, left with my zipper allowance. My zipper allowance of 1.5, you can see all the way down. Now let's go for the length of this short gown. The length will be 42 inches. Then I will add my folding allowance, which is 2 inches. That is half inches for this shoulder, then 1.5 inches for the down, making it 44 inches. Now I'm folding out 44 inches right here. Then you place your tape rule easily like this. Then you fold it out. You fold it out all the way to the down. Now this is 44 inches. That is, my real length is 42 inches. Then I added 2 inches for my folding allowance with the shoulder joining. Then I'll cut it out now. Then you cut it out like this also. All the way to the hop like so. Yes. Now after cutting it, you go ahead and put down all your circumference on your fabric. Now I'll just place it like this because I want you guys to see it clearly. What I'm going to fold right now, what I'm going to draft out now like this. Yes. Now let me check again. My hip is 42 inches. Then 42 inches divided by 4, which is 10.5. This is 10.5. Then I added 2 inches for my seam allowance, my dart and inner seam allowance, making it 12.5. Now you just place it like this. Now let's go to the shoulder to shoulder measurement. My shoulder to shoulder measurement is 15 inches divided by 2, which is 7.5. Now you just mark 7.5. I'm folding both front and back together for this tutorial. This is 7.5. Then half inch seam allowance, making it 8 inches. Now my armhole curve, which is, I'm using 9 inches for the armhole curve. You can see this is 9 inches. Then I'll mark the 9 inches also right here. You can see like this. Then I'll use my table to make a straight line across it. Now this is 9 inches all the way down. Now let's go for the armhole curve. Right here also I'll mark the 8 inches just to get my armhole curve. Then make a straight line also right here. Yes. So before drafting out your armhole curve, go for your bust. My bust circumference is 38. 38 divided by 2, which is 9.5. Now I'm going to use the 9.5 plus 2 inches seam allowance, making it 11.5 right here. This is 11.5. Now this is where I'll be drafting out my armhole curve. Before you draft out your armhole curve, make sure to find the midpoint of your armhole. The midpoint of my armhole is 4.5, which is the 9 inches armhole. Then you fold your tape rule like this, which is 4.5. Then before slanting of the shoulder, let's go for the shoulder neck. My shoulder width, my neck width of, I will use 3.5 for the neck width. Then the neck depth of 5 inches because I want the neck to be sort of down. Then use your armhole curve to draft out your neck width and your neck depth. Yes, this is how my neck is. Now this will let me to achieve my shoulder slant. Then I'm using slant. I want to slant it like half inch. I don't want the slant to be much. Then you place your tape rule your ruler again like this, just to slant the shoulder. Now I've make the shoulder slant. Now this is the midpoint of my shoulder. I will come in by half inches just to make the shoulder curve. This is the midpoint that I came in by half inches. Now I'm going to join it all the way from this side right here, then to this armhole curve with the help of this ruler. For then you place your ruler like this, you make a straight like this, then you use your French curve to curve it out. You can see how easy it is. I want you to make this gently so that you won't make any mistake when drafting it, because somehow here you have to find the midpoint of this armhole. After the shoulder slant, then you find the midpoint. You can see how I did that, how I did it. Now let's go for the waist. My waist circumference is 32, which is 8 inches. Now I'm going to add 8 inches plus 2 for my seam allowance here. I'm going to do that with this. If you want to find the waist of your fabric, then just place your tape rule like this. Like you can see how it is. Then my waist is 16 inches. So from this 16 inches, this is where I'll be drafting out my waist inches. Now I'll draft out the waist right here. That will be 8 plus 2, which is 10 inches. Now this is the 10 inches. You can see where it is. Now I'm going to name this as waist, right here as my bust. Now from this side is where I'll be drafting out my hips. My hips is 10.5, as you all know, then with the 2 inches making it 12.5. Now let's go for the curve. Just place your armhole curve like this, just to curve the waist out. Now do it like this, place it like this easily, then you curve it out. I don't want you to make any mistake right here. I want you to just draft it gently. Now let's go for this down, because I want my short gown down. Your short gown circumference must not be the same as your hip. Now we are going to deduct 1 inches down here, because I want this to be fitted. Now I will deduct 1 inches like this. That's me. I'm going to curve it all the way to this 1 inches that I deducted right now. You can see how the shape is, how I shape it out. So right here will be my hip. So I'm going to name this hip. Now right there is where I draft my hip, my waist, my bust. You can see how lovely it is. I know you guys will be wondering that how did that, because I'm still going to open it here for the rope. How are we going to make this dart? Let me teach you how to make the dart of this gown, because if you want to make the gown, we are going to use the princess dart for this gown like this. From this midpoint, you just come right here, find your nipple to nipple measurement, which is from me, which is 4 inches. Then this is 4 inches. I'm going to mark the 4 inches from this waist, from up down to your waist, 16 inches. Then from this 16 inches, I'll just come down by 3 inches. This is where I'm going to stop the darts, 3 inches. Now let's make a straight line across it also. Now this is 4 inches. Now I'm going to make the dart from this point all the way here. That's where I'll be drafting out my dart. Now just place your tape rule again, 4 inches. You can see. Then I'll make the dart like this. You can use your free hand to draft that out. You can see this is where I will draft my dart. This is where the princess dart will start from here, then it ends from this side. You can see how lovely and easy it is. Now this is where the dart is. Let's go for the neck. The neck width of 3.5 and depth of 5 inches. Now we are through with this. From up to the bust, bust to the waist, waist to the hip, then to the down. Now let's cut it out before we draft out the thread style. Now, so I'm going to cut this neck, the front neck, separately from the back, because I don't want the back to be lower like the front. Now I'm going to open this side gently, you can see. Then just place your chalk just to find the point right here. You can see from this 1.5, I just place my tape, my chalk on it. Then you go ahead and do the 3.5. Remember, we used the neck width of 3.5. Now for the back, I want the width of 3 inches, the depth of 3 inches. So I'm using 3 inches for my depth. Now I'm going to use that with the help of this French curve to curve it out. Yes, you can see how it is, how easy. I want you guys to stay tuned till you watch this video till the end. Now let's cut it out. I'm through with the drafting now, so I'm going to separate the front from the back just for me to get the point of my rope. Now let's cut it out easily. I want you guys to watch this. I won't record it off camera because I want you guys to know how to cut this gently. See how I did that. Then you cut it out gently like so, from the waist all the way down. No more seam allowance. We have added all the seam allowance to it. Then you cut it out right here. Then we stop it because there is shoulder slant here. Now from this shoulder slant, you just slant it up a little bit. Okay, now that is it. Then you cut it like this gently. You can see how it is. Then the neck, go ahead and cut the neck also. Now the neck, I want you guys to cut the neck separately. Make sure you open the front, don't cut it together with the back, or else you want the neck to be the same as the back. Now cut the back neck. Yes, that is it. Now come down right here after the cutting. Then we notch the place like our zipper allowance place. We are going to notch it. At this down, we are going to notch the zipper allowance of 1.5. Then I will notch it right here. Then my folding allowance, remember I added 2 inches for the folding. Now this is 1.5. The down will be 1.5, while the up will be half inches. Now I'm going to notch this down also. This is 1.5. You can see how it is, how I notch it. Now let's cut out the princess dart that I just did. So we are going to cut out the dart like this. Now easily you cut out the princess dart seam like this. Remember to stop at this point, this 18 inches point. I'm going to stop right here. Yes, you can see how I did that. The dart must not reach down. From up I just made 18 inches. That is above my waist. You can see that is below my waist, so it's below my waist is 16 inches. I just came down by 3 inches, making it 18 inches. Now that is below my waist. I just marked the dart. Now let's divide it. This is the back, this is the front, while right there is the back. So I'm going to open it together. I'm going to divide it like this. Yes, now this is the front, while right here is the back. Now we are through with this back also, but we are not yet through with this back because I'm going to slant this back, because after you join this your back, you are still going to have this sort of folding at the back. That is, I don't want the budging at the back, I don't want folding at the back. So I'm going to dart my back. Then how do you dart your back to make it fitted at the back? No puffing, no squeezing. Now you are going to dart it like this, from up like this. From up you are going to measure this till like, you are going to measure like 16 inches. You can see this is the 16 inches like this, or this 16 inches. So this will be my waist. Now from this up, from this 16 inches I'm going to remove like half inches. You can see how I did that. This is half inches. Now I'm going to slant it from this edge all the way to this half, down to this, like that will be below your waist. Okay, let's go with 18 inches to make, let's go with like 20 inches because I want the dart to be below my waist. Now you are going to slant it like this. You can use your free hand to do that. Let me use my pen, then I chalk it out with my chalk. Now like this, you are going to take the dart like this gently. Then from here, this is half inches, then below like this, then you stop around here. You can see what I did. Now I'm going to make the dart like this. Now that you are darting the zipper allowance from this waist like this. Now after stitching this fabric, believe me, you are not going to have those sort of budging folding at this zipper allowance, because I've dat my zipper allowance like this. Now when sewing it also, this 1.5, you are still going to measure the 1.5, not that after darting it you have deducted half inches, now you are going to use one. No, the 1.5, you are still going to measure the 1.5 like this again at this that to make it equal. Now after that, you can see how I dart the, let me make it neat a little bit. Now we have dart the back like so. Now I'm through with this back part for now. This is the back part, I'm through with that. Now let's go for the main reason we want to do this stuff, which is the rope. Now for you to make that rope, it's sort of like you are going to find the midpoint first like this. This is it. Now I'm going to notch this like this. I've notched it, then you open it. Maybe you want the rope to be like the right side, or want the rope to be at the left side. Just let's choose maybe I want it right here. Now for you to know where you are going to drop, you have to check the seam allowance. My seam allowance is 2 inches, remember. Now from these two, you can see where it is. You can see where it is. From these two, this is right here. Now I'm just going to come right here, maybe like you can use for this tutorial, let's use 5 inches. Now I'm using 5 inches. After my seam allowance 2 inches, then I use 5 inches. Now the length I'm going to use like 22 inches for my length of the rope. Now remember, we are going to fold this with 1.5. now with the 1.5 inches, now let's go for 18 inches because I don't want it to be long. I want it sort of like below my hip right here. Now we are going to use like 18 inches with the 1.5. just let's round it up with 20 inches. Now I'm using 20 inches length for this. Now I'm just going to make it straight like so. Then you make it straight like this, all the way down to this side. Yes, this is 20 inches. Now remember, the seam allowance is 2 inches, and I just from these 2 inches I came in by 5 inches. From that 5 inches I go up by 20 inches. Remember, I use 20 inches for my slit. You can see this 20 inches right here. Now this is where I will be placing the fabric that I'm going to use to turn. I just showed this at the front. Now let me mark it at the back for you guys to see how it is. I just explained it for the front. Now let's go to the back. Remember what I just did at the front. This is 2 inches. Then from that 2 inches seam allowance came in by 5 inches. From this 5 inches I go up by 20 inches. Now this is 20 inches, and I'm going to chalk it like this. Then make a straight line for you to see it, to know where you're going to place the rope. Now after that, just make a straight line like so. Yes, this is how it is. Now you can decide to go for 8 inches. That is how you want the rope to be long. That is the rope hole, how you want it to. But my rope hole, I want it like 20 inches. I want it, that is almost my hip line. You can see 20 inches. Now you are going to take sort of pieces like this for you to turn it. Let's go for a little pieces like this. Just take a fabric for. Now you are going to take a sort of pieces. You can see this is just a pieces of fabric. It's sort of like 2.5 inches. Now I'm going to place it on my machine like this. Now after placing it, you are going to sew it at the middle. Find the middle, this middle of your fabric you're turning. Now let me notch the middle. I've notched the middle right here. We are going to place the middle at this line. You can see how it is. Then notch it at the down also. I've notched it. Then you place the middle at this line. Then you're going to sew it at this middle first. You sew it straight on this side. Then you sew it straight like this. You can see after sewing it straight, then you go ahead and fold it inside, then you sew also at this edge. You're going to sew it at this edge now. After when sewing at this edge, don't sew it like the thing will be much. Sew it sort of, you'll be left with like half inches. Then sew it at this side, then come to this side also, sew it like half inches, also half inches all the way down. Then you fold it at the up, but when folding at the up, you're going to pass like this, like a curve at this edge, so that your rope will be easily to pass inside, to free inside like this, up and down. Now let me go to sew it, then I'll come back to show you guys how I'm joining. You can see I stitch it right there at the middle, then half inches at both sides. You can see how I did that. Now I'm going to do, then I do my rope. You can see how the rope is. This is the rope. Then I insert the rope from this edge like this all the way down. And I want to give you guys one tip at this side. I want you guys, before stitching this turning, you are going to stitch the folding. You can see the 1.5 inches to folding at the back. So you are going to fold it. After folding, then you place your turning to it, but make sure to fold it at this down with your 1.5. Make sure to fold it inward. Then after folding it, then you place this turning to it. Then I turn it like this at this middle, and at the both side I stitch it right here. You can see. Then I insert the rope from this edge all the way down like this. You can see how it is like this. Then when stitching this middle, don't stitch the middle to the end like this, but at the side you are going to stitch it all the way down. You can see I'm left with an half inches right here. This is why I'm left with that, so that my rope will be easily to insert and to pass through these half inches all the way down. So let me show you guys at the front. You can see how what I just explained. I stitch it at the middle, at the both sides for the rope O. Then at this edge, this up edge, I'm left with half inches, so that my rope will be easily to insert and to pass through it. Then let me draw it for you guys to see. Then if I easily do it like this, gently, you can see how easy it is and how sexy it is. Then you pull your rope easily like this. That is how you want it to be short. You can go ahead and pull it down. Maybe you want this place to be sort of up, or you pull it just a little bit. That is how. Then don't forget the tip I just explained right here. Fold it before placing. Fold it at this down before placing your turning half inches. Then after that, make sure this middle stitching you stop by half inches up here, but the side you do it like this. But you can see me at this middle, after stitching from the down, and I stop it so that the rope can easily pass through here. You can easily pipe it like this. You can see how it is. Then you just draw as you want. You can draw it to the end, or you draw it just a little bit. Then you join everything together with the back. Now thanks for watching this video. Kindly like this video and give this video a thumbs up. Kindly click on the subscribe button. You know it means a lot to me. And click on the short bell to notify me once I drop this video. And please, after using this tutorial to cut any clothes for you or for your clients, I want to